I have a trick-or-treat little favor for you that holds a couple of candies. I'm super excited about this because I came up with it all by myself. So you're going to need basic gray cardstock cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, and then you're going to score the bottom at the 1 inch mark. So these are, I cut the paper out and then I ran it through the party pennants die to get the shape. And I just scored the bottom, like I said. And then these are cut at 1 1/2 by 2 inches. And so you're going to score at, yep, see, I needed to trim it down there. I forgot to prep those prior to doing the video. So I'm prepping them now on video with you. So anyway, they're cut at 1 1/2 by 2, and then you're going to line them up with the 1/2 inch mark and score them on each side. So I'm scoring one side, flipping it around, and scoring the other, and I'm lining it up at that 1/2 inch mark right there. The 1/2 inch mark is actually on the right hand side that I'm using, so I'm not using the other side, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so I'm scoring those, and then I have all my score lines done and ready to go. I'm going to have my basic gray ink here ready to go because I'm going to be inking the edges of everything once I get everything folded. So you're just going to fold on all the score lines. It's super simple. The party pennant die is really easy to use and really fun. And like I said, if you cut the cardstock at 5 1/2 by 2 3/4, you'll do great. So I used the Frightful Night, or I think it's called Frightful Night stamp set, the Trick or Treat sentiment. See how it's long? I cut it up using craft and rubber scissors so that it would fit on my block this way, so that it would work for my gravestones. I'm just going to adjust this here and make it a little bit more straight. So I'm just inking it up in basic gray cardstock and stamping it. And I'm going to be doing this on each one prior to putting the box together because it just makes it way easier. So there I have my stamped images. And then I'm going to be using the basic black Stampin' Write marker, the pointed end that does the writing. And I'm just making these jaggedy, squiggly lines in on both sides of my favor because I want it to look like I have a broken headstone. So that's why I'm doing this technique. And you will see next week something else really cool that you can do with that technique. So you'll have to come back next week for another Wowzer Wednesday video. Okay, so I'm using Fast Fuse adhesive here, and I really enjoy the Fast Fuse adhesive. It can be a little frustrating at times because it gets that stringy stuff, but I have found that it works a lot faster than sticky strip. So I'm just layering one side of the gravestone on into the other side of the gravestone, so you have that piece. And then you're going to use sticky strip on both sides of your little side pieces, and those will be the sides that make your container. So, yep, just using, I said sticky strip, I meant Fast Fuse. Sticky strip was on my brain. So then what I did is I stuck down one side of the box closure and then the other side, so that when I pull the other side up to finish the box off, it is all ready in the place that it's supposed to be on the other side, if that makes any sense. So, yep, that's what I did there, and that closes the box up and finishes it off, which is perfect. And so then all I have to do is add my crinkle paper, which I just used my Stampin' Trimmer to cut a bunch of crinkle paper. Oh, I forgot to ink my edges. So now I'm going back and inking my edges because that's like the whole, that's like the main thing with this favor. It does not look spooky enough and Halloweeny enough if you don't ink the edges of it. So I ink it up really good on both sides. And I'm using a sponge here that I just cut from a bigger sponge. I get the round sponges from Stampin' Up! And then I cut them into 4. And then I staple the cardstock color onto the sponge in order to conserve money, because then it's cheaper. I get way more sponges out of one big sponge that way. And then this is something I learned from Angie Judah. She always cuts little bitty strips of cardstock with her trimmer and then crinkles it up to make crinkle paper. And it's so stinking cute going inside of a favor box. So that's something that I have cased from her and done for a long time. She's done that for years. So then a couple of little candies fit in there perfectly, little chocolates. And there you have it, a completed favor box. Thanks for joining me on Wowza Wednesday. Have a great one.